Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about two ways that you can SSH into a system. Whether you're using Microsoft or Linux, you can SSH into another computer so that you can perform administrative tasks. In Windows, you're going to use Putty. It's very simple. You go into your search bar and pull up a Putty configuration. In there, it's going to ask you for the host name or IP address. So we're going to use the IP address on a local network. It's going to ask you for your password. When you're in there, you're actually into that computer. So you can look around, you can create documents, you can create files, directories, change users. This application of SSH is used because it is secure, as the name says it is, secure shell, SSH. And the reason that you use it is for administrative tasks. Okay, so now we're going to go into the Linux machine and we're going to SSH into another Linux machine. The way we do that is you type in SSH, the name of the Raspberry Pi at, and then IP address. When we do that, we're going to be asked for the password of the Raspberry Pi that we're going into, not your one that you're on. And I got confused early on about that, of which password I was putting in there. But if you look at the prompt, it says Hino at IP address, and then it's asking for the password. So you type that password in, and once you do, you're into that computer. Okay, so the power of this, if I run a list, it doesn't have anything. Okay, and if I do a mkdir, which is a make a directory, and we're going to do it as super secret file, right? It is now on that computer. Okay, so what I did was I SSH'd in, I went into secure way, and I created a directory called secret file. I'm in that directory. I can make files now inside of there. I can create users inside of this computer that weren't there before, but now I have administrative control. On here is a depiction of how secure shell works. PC1 is connected to PC2 through a tunnel, okay? All of the communication from the red PC1 to green PC2 is secure. It's inside that tunnel. It can't be captured by anyone just sitting on the network looking for that communication. SSH secure shell port 22, telnet not secure, right? I want to get that across. Telnet is not secure, port 23. What I would do if I was trying to capture traffic on port 23 is I would sit on your network, and since it's not encrypted, I could capture all the packets going back and forth. So whatever you're communicating, if you were setting up users, I would have their username and passwords and things like that. So really want you to understand Telnet port 23 is insecure. SSH secure shell port 22 is the way to go. Now, where SSH loses its power is humans. We go in there and we make the username and password admin, or something, very simple like that. With John the Ripper, I could probably hack most admin's passwords in minutes. And that's not because I'm good at hacking. I mean, I'm getting better at it, but the thing about it is that when you put a simple phrase or a simple word as your admin or as your username and password, such as admin, it is very simple for John the Ripper to get through that. There are tons and tons of text files that I could go to GitHub or to the internet and get. And basically what it is it's common passwords and usernames. And what John the Ripper does is it goes through that and it just blasts your computer system, putting in usernames and passwords, and it goes pretty quick. So if the person doing this, setting this up, the SSH is the weak link, then SSH is not very secure. right? So you need to make sure that when you're setting up SSH, if you decide to do that on port 22, that you make it secure. Now, some people set it up on different ports. I've seen people putting it on 8080, things like that. You can change the port. The only port that you don't want to do it on is port 23. Okay, so that wraps it up. I wanted to show you both the Linux version and the Microsoft version of Secure Shell. Both of them work very well. Putty is a little bit harder because for me anyways, I'm used to doing it in the Linux. Putty, if you're trying to make a jump once you get into the network, it becomes a little bit harder for me to do it on Putty. On Linux, I can jump from the router to a specific computer on their Raspberry Pi, whatever it is, IoT, and then SSH into that. So both of them are good. I don't know enough about Putty to really be talking a lot about it other than I've used it. I've SSH'd in with Putty. It is a good tool to have as a sysadmin, but if you're trying to get into that system and you have administrative things to do, this is really a great way to do it. Remote desktop is not, only because it's very insecure. Secure shell is the way to go, in my opinion. Again, that's just my opinion. But anyways, that's it for this video, guys. I really appreciate you watching. Thanks for supporting this channel. I've got a couple questions over the last couple weeks. Why did I choose CyberDummy? My goal is to break tech down into bite-sized, dummy-proof solutions, right? I want you guys to not fail where I failed at the very beginning of my tech journey, and that's why I called it CyberDummy. Again, we're brought to you by Kill9 IT Solutions. That's my company that I started up. It was a brainchild about a year ago, and I've really started to jump on that and put some time and effort into it. I appreciate your support. Like, share, subscribe to this channel if you would. The more people I get, the better I can do to get the word out there, and it'll help me support my end goals. And I really appreciate you guys watching these videos. One of my videos I put out, I've had over 550 views. It's really amazing. You guys are doing me proud. I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much.